In July 2021, a 5-person documentary crew traveled into the Amazon basin to capture rare wildlife. They targeted an unmarked river bend in northern Brazil, consciously crossing into a restricted region that had been avoided for decades. Local villagers had explicitly warned them against navigating this specific boundary. The locals refused to approach the area, calling it a place where the forest forgets you. The crew dismissed the warnings and established their first camp just before sunset. As they settled in, they noticed an immediate, unnatural shift in the local environment. The constant noise of cicadas, the chorus of tree frogs, and distant mammals suddenly vanished. Every typical animal sound stopped at once, leaving behind an absolute auditory vacuum. This level of silence indicates a total displacement of the local ecosystem. The sudden absence suggests the area had been cleared of natural life, leaving the forest empty and waiting for the new arrivals. The first anomaly surfaced on night 1. From the pitch darkness just beyond the camp lights came a low, distorted groan, a bizarre sound with the exact cadence of a human voice, but stretched and hollow. This spectrogram shows the audio captured that night. Underneath the chaotic noise, distinct, repeating frequencies emerge. They mirror the patterns of human speech, suggesting this wasn't a random animal call, but a targeted imitation of the team's voices. By the second day, the crew discovered visual irregularities buried in their wide-angle tracking footage that they had failed to notice in person. Within the dense tree line, tall silhouettes stand motionless. Their skin mimics the bark's texture, allowing them to remain invisible in plain sight. These early interactions show the entity in an observation phase. It remained entirely at a distance, recording the crew's exact vocal range and physical profiles to create a perfectly accurate likeness. On day 3, the situation escalated. Lucas, the cameraman, stepped away to adjust a lens and never returned, vanishing into the forest without a sound. The crew searched for hours, but the forest seemed to absorb their shouts. No echoes returned, and no trace of Lucas could be found in the undergrowth. They eventually recovered his camera lying in the dirt. It was still recording, and the final footage provided a direct look at his final moments. The recording shows Lucas walking through the trees before abruptly stopping. Ahead, a tall, unstable shape flickers in the light, its limbs unnaturally elongated. Lucas's final recorded words on the tape were a completely terrified whisper, realizing the figure standing directly in front of him was copying him. The entity had moved from watching to interfering. By isolating a member of the crew, it refined its imitation through direct contact. On the final night, the entity surrounded the camp. It called out from the darkness, using the field producer's exact vocal tone, repeating his own phrases back to him. The attack grew into a distorted chorus. The names of every crew member were shouted back at them from the trees, each spoken in the specific voice of the person being named. A figure stepped into the light. Its face was unstable, rapidly shifting through features before settling into a vacant expression resembling Lucas. Suddenly, the camp's lights failed. In the total darkness, microphones captured sounds of a struggle and rapid movement through the trees, followed by a long silence. By morning, the camp was empty. There were no signs of the crew or their gear, only strange, disturbed patterns in the dirt and one remaining camera. The final footage shows the empty clearing. Slowly, several figures emerge from the tree line, standing with unnatural stillness, staring directly into the lens. These fragments suggest an apex intelligence deep in the Amazon that replaces its prey. It absorbs the identities of those it encounters, ensuring that while the people are never found, their likenesses remain in the forest.